All right, let's try again. All right, we're live. Welcome to IPLCast 74. Coming to you from the it's not that cold, the winter's night actually. Exclusively in Sydney because Katie's away right now, so sad face. So you'll just have to put up with Gino and Megan for the next I don't know how many minutes this is going for. Oh, it's gone all silent on that end. Yeah, it's don't do that. So joining me on the Sydney end of this whole hullabaloo is Megan. How's it going from about 50 meters away?
It's going good from 50 meters away, George.
All right, well done. Okay, let's talk about Pokemon Go.
Pokemon Go Gym Overhaul. Pokemon Go has now been updated, bringing with it 2 new features, reworked gyms and raid battles. Gyms now have a maximum of 6 permanent slots and must all contain unique Pokemon, which means no more 6 Dragonite gyms. The Pokemon in the slots each have their own motivation meter, and when it becomes empty, it returns to its trainer with an amount of coins relative to the amount of time it spent in the gym. The motivation meter is tied to the amount of CP each Pokemon has. Trainers from an opposing team can challenge the Pokemon, and defeating them reduces their motivation meter. Trainers from the same team as the gym can boost the motivation of Pokemon inside by feeding them raspberries. Gyms now also have their own photo disc, allowing trainers to spin for items even if they have no intention to challenge the gym. There are now gym badges. Spinning the photo disc at a gym you don't have a badge for yet will award you the badge, and you can grow the level of the badge by either battling Pokemon or boosting the Pokemon inside. As you level up your badge, the rarity and amount of photo disc and raid items you get increases. Raid battles are a new type of encounter that take place in gyms. An egg can randomly appear at a gym, which will hatch into a Pokemon with a much higher CP stat than normal. Up to 20 people can join in, regardless of the team. You'll need a raid pass, which you can get one of every day at a gym, provided you don't currently possess one. You can buy additional raid passes from the shop. Defeating a raid Pokemon can score you some rare items, including Premier Balls, Golden Raspberries, Rare Candies, and TMs. You will occasionally be able to catch the raid Pokemon, which is a depowered version, oftentimes with near-perfect to perfect IV stats. These are where the Premier Balls come in. You can only use Premier Balls to capture it. Golden Raspberries can be used to fully restore motivation to a Pokemon in a gym. Don't know why that's worth it, because it only takes like 2 or 3 anyway. They can also be used to greatly increase the capture rate of a Pokemon. Rare Candy is a special type of candy that can be used to power up any Pokemon. Technical machines allow you to reroll either a quick move or a charged move. Overall, the changes are good, although not being able to challenge gyms during a raid is kind of inconvenient. Back to my rant. Holy shit, that's frustrating.
Yes, because we tested this out as soon as the update came in.
As soon as the update came in, we went somewhere where there was a line of gyms, because it was a river and there was just a ton of gyms. 3 out of 4 of these gyms, which we actually bothered to go to, had raids active. These things are active for like half an hour to, you said, like an hour and a half. Mm-hmm. You cannot fight these alone. It's a waste of time. You do not have the power, right?
Unless it's a Magikarp, in which case, go
unless
for it.
Unless it's a Magikarp, because it's a thing. But while these raids are active, you cannot use the gym. So if you're in a place where, like, say, you're not in a city where you don't have tons of people already taking these things down within minutes, the gym is essentially locked down. You cannot access it. And these raids are not uncommon. So there are going to be large chunks of time where you literally cannot use the gym.
That having been said, you can access the photo disc while this is all going on.
You can still access the photo disc. You can't challenge the gym.
Yep.
And I also found it irritating. Probably it's not a big deal anymore, because I think the cap has been lowered to 5%.
Yeah, the cap is down to 5. It was 25 when we tried it.
It was 25 when we tried it. And what pissed me off is if you're not strong enough to fight the raid, you still cannot access the gym.
Okay.
So, like an old gripe, irrelevant gripe, Shit, that's annoying.
Okay. Do you want to go to the? Do you want to close off this art the readout and then we'll break it down some more.
Okay, you're gonna make me move on. There have been rumors of legendary raid battles, although Niantic has advised that trainers may need to get a certain number of badges and raid battles under their belt before it opens up to them.
Yep.
Oh my god, wouldn't that piss you off if this was like super rare and they wouldn't let you do it because you didn't do enough raid battles?
They're also going to be concentrated to heavy metropolitan areas. Not they. Won't,
Yeah.
You won't have a legendary battle in the country. So yeah, I think it's going to be more badges than raid battles. I think they're gonna require you to have done at least one.
Mm.
And I would
We'll have to
imagine
take this to the city. I imagine there's going to be plenty of opportunities for this in the city. But if you're not near a city and you don't have a large enough PoGO population that it's not possible to do these.
to be perfectly fair though, if you currently don't live near a big city, you're already out of luck.
If you already have to travel a distance to get to a gym and it's locked down,
I'm so sorry for you.
Oh my god! The fix here would be simply to let you switch back and forth.
Between
I
the
don't
gym and
understand
the
why they
raid.
don't.
Yeah.
Because if you're interested in raid battles, then you've just been locked out of the gym entirely.
So one of the let's talk the gym overhauls first. First, the fact that all 6 Pokemon have to be different from each other,
I do like that.
that is very good. I really like that. There's so much
Gyms are
variety
actually
now.
interesting to look at now. It is now worthwhile to have other Pokemon as competitive rather than just a Dragonite.
They're also really fun to battle. Even though you have a Dragonite in there, the remaining 5 are usually really different. Like it's not always Dragonite, Tyranitar, Gyarados, Rhyhorn.
You see a lot of evolutions.
Yeah,
You
surprisingly
do see
common.
Gyarados a lot. But you do see a lot of evolutions. I think there was a Chansey once, that was pretty cool.
The gym, I think on the gym near the station where we go to on Monday, I think, had a Soul Gyarados guarding it. So I took my near CP2000 Jolteon and just wrecked it. It's fun. It's fun now. Like I can actually look at the team composition and go, "Huh, all right." So I don't just have to figure out how to counter Dragon.
Yeah.
Like I actually enjoy like going in and attacking a gym. Also, I get it's not a slog. I can defeat one Pokemon at a time.
Yeah. Originally when you fought a gym, you had to go through the entire thing to get the level down. Otherwise, you did like piddling difference. So you had to fight every single Pokemon to get through all of them at once. You don't have to do that anymore. It's actually inconvenient to do that now.
Yeah.
Now the best strategy is to focus target on one, usually the weakest, obviously, because you'll fight that one first. You can defeat it, leave the battle, go back into the battle, defeat it again, and you keep doing that and whittle it down. And it gets to the point, if you do this and defeat enough Pokemon, it gets to the point where you can defeat the gym by only fighting one Pokemon at a time.
Yeah.
So you don't have to try and defeat 6 CP 2500 Dragonites in a row.
Yeah. And basically, and the cool thing about this is that every time you defeat a Pokemon, their CP goes down because it's tied to the motivation meter.
Yeah.
So a Pokemon that has really low motivation is surprisingly easy to defeat, even if they started off as a CP 2600 Dragonite. By the time
Which is good because then the stronger players go in and defeat the stronger Pokemon, and that whittles them down and makes them more accessible to newer players or weaker players. So it is now worthwhile for us who are casuals and are only level 25 to actually do the gyms because they're not too difficult.
Yeah, and also because they lose motivation over time.
Yeah.
There's
So even if you're the only one around and there's Dragonite's too strong for your Pokemon, the longer it's there, the weaker it is, and the better chance you have each time of defeating with your weaker Pokemon.
Unless the person who owns
it keeps feeding it raspberries.
But they'll run out of raspberries. Because here's the thing, right?
Not if they're avid. If they're that avid, they probably wouldn't run out of raspberries.
So here's the thing. you can only feed a maximum amount of raspberries to any single Pokemon at a gym in a day, right? So each individual person can contribute up to 10 raspberries to a single Pokemon to boost it in a day. That which I think runs off the GMT time zone. I'll correct myself if I'm wrong. But so I tested this out. I was at a gym that was for Mystic that had 6 Pokemon that were seriously depowered, needed to boost them. Focused on boosting the weaker ones first. Ended up boosting all of them. So that cost me like 60 raspberries.
Right.
Yeah. So you can only boost each Pokemon 10 times with a raspberry. This is why golden raspberries are really good, because they will max out the meter. But you cannot max out the meter with just 10. If the motivation meter is less than a quarter, adding 10 gets it to about 2/3.
I suppose.
Yeah, it's not like the situations are few and far between, but like when I saw that gym, it gives you the overall motivation meter of the gym, and I'm like, I gotta boost that. But then I found out that I have over 200 raspberries, I think.
Oh god, I've got like 40.
Yeah, like I can't.
I use mine.
I could boost, but I don't use raspberries to catch anything.
I do.
I use pinup berries, I think.
I don't have enough of
Or
those.
payapa. Yeah, I use one of the berries because I want to get more candy out of the capture. But that's the thing, right? There's I don't have to battle my own gym to boost the gym anymore. This is good. I just have to use a consumable item.
It is a lot
to boost
quicker
my own gym.
using raspberries.
Yeah, I mean, if it's already filled with 6 slots and you're out of luck and you can't plant a Pokemon there, I really don't care as much. I guess some people might find it really irritating that they can't put their own Pokemon there, but it's like
If you're after the coins, it would be.
if you're after the okay, but if you're coin farming, you're at the point where you can challenge opposing gyms, right? And if it's the only gym in town, trash it, occupy it, and basically farm coins and then just trash it again if it gets taken over. Repeat process. That's the other thing. You're limited to 1 Pokemon in the entire gym. It's same as before. But yeah. It's like it tries to encourage people to get together in groups if you want to defend a heavily fought over gym. But if you're out in the country and you're the only one holding the thing, have a Pokemon just standing there, maintain it if you want to extend its longevity, and then just let the motivation decay as you go.
I wonder if the motivation runs out, do they automatically return to you even if no one fought it?
I believe they fixed that. There used to be a glitch where it would hold over at 1, but I think they may have fixed that already.
Oh, so it does return to you
Yeah,
even if no one fights it.
And it'll only give you the coins when it comes back to you. And the coins are based on how many tens of minutes I think it's managed to hold the gym. Because I remember starting out with something like 800 coins, and I now have 916 on my thing. So yeah, it's not bad. I basically in the 2 weeks since the update came out, I have managed to earn enough coins to buy a raid pass.
Took 2 weeks, huh?
Took 2 weeks. Well, I mean, 2 weeks of casual play. I wasn't fighting gyms to plant Pokemon. I
just think that these raid battles are much too common and much too restrictive for something that you can only get one of a day, of which the alternative is to spend actual money.
That's true. The raid passes are 100 coins each. So they're compared to the other items, they're fairly high. Then again, considering what you can get in store, like with coins, with 100 coins being $1,
Yeah, no.
So, like, I think raid battles are actually really good if you're into the competitive scene.
I like the idea. I like that they're there. I just think that they shouldn't lock down a gym while they're there because there's too many of them and it takes too long for them to disappear. So it's an actual inconvenience that they exist for most situations. And I think the acquiring of raid passes is too restrictive.
That they're just restricting it to one a day.
Yeah.
Okay.
Considering how many raids appear and how bothersome they are, I do not think it's fair that you can only get one free raid pass a day.
Okay. I could see where that I could sort of see where that comes from.
Because if you're in a situation where you don't have the people around you to get rid of this raid, and that's going to be the case in most places. Like the city will be fine, large populated areas probably will be fine, but most places where a gym exists is not going to pull those numbers. So you're going to have a raid that you can only... And these raids are really common. And you can only do one of them a day. If you're by yourself, you'd be fucking lucky if you ever get anywhere near beating it. But, at least if you've got the raid pass, you can try. You can only get one a day.
If you get the raid pass, you have
every other time, you're out of fucking luck because this gym's locked.
What was the experience with it? So with the raid pass, you enter the raid, and the raid once the raid commences like that, you get, I think as a user you get 5 minutes to try and knock it down.
Yeah. So it is literally impossible if you're by yourself.
Well, no, it's actually really possible to do it, because if you have a whole bunch of revives, if you have revives and max potions.
Yeah, but you'd also have to have a Pokemon that's strong enough that you can fight a Pokemon with 6,000 CP.
That's true, but I mean...
Because these Pokemon CP are in the thousands.
No, yeah, but what I'm saying is, it's like, okay, fair enough, but if you're level 5 and you're challenging a 5-star gym raid... sorry, if you're 5-star gym battle...
But that's the thing, if you're level 5 and the gym has a 5-star raid on it, or whatever the hell, like a powerful Pokemon, you can't do anything. And if there's no one else around to get rid of it, that gym is locked for an hour and a half. And these things are common, it's not just it shows up once a day.
Okay, alright. So, you're proposing, the only feature change to this is that you must have access to the gym.
Yes, all I want is that the gym is still accessible while these raids are up, because not everyone can do these raids.
I think part of the reason that they're locking it down, and part of the reason why I'm seeing it like that, is because the rewards are actually based on which team is possessing the gym at the end of the raid. Sorry, which team is possessing the gym when it starts handing out raid rewards. And I guess it's like they haven't built the thing to figure out, like, if a gym changes possession midway through a raid.
I understand that, but that simply means they need to change the system, because its current setup at this time is not on.
I imagine they're going to let people access gyms throughout. Again, there's a slight bias here because we live adjacent to 2 gyms. And neither...
Not close enough that we can quickly and easily get to them without expending effort.
Yeah, that's true. Which is, without walking, is basically what you're saying.
I can't do it from my couch. It's too far.
Yeah. But, again, my experience with gyms has been not everything is... the one gym that I've been trying to go to access a raid battle has not had a gym battle. Sorry, has not had a raid battle since this thing started. It annoys me.
Is this in the city?
No, this is the freaking one in the McDonald's across the street from where I work.
Ah.
Right? It is the only other gym in the entire area which is devoid of Pokestops to begin with. And there's
I guess they're just not showing up at lunchtime.
The other thing, by the way, that I've noticed is that a lot of Pokestops have upgraded to gyms. Because
Can't complain about that.
the old Macquarie University Law School, which used to be a Pokestop, is now a gym. And a lot of major high traffic gyms have actually reverted back to Pokestops. So I'm not quite sure what the thing is. The thing was there, but again, like even in that area, I had 4 gyms to pick. I could be bothered to go to one or the other. I'm just annoyed that the place where I wanted to go didn't have an active raid on it. But I get your concerns. Like I totally get that this is a thing that's really going to inconvenience a lot of low level players. But I think low level players aren't even interested in attacking the gym at that point.
But that's the thing. They can now.
No, yeah, but not at 5.
Not at 5, no. But we're 25 and we would have trouble with a raid. And it takes a long time to get to 25.
So, yeah, I would think... Like, again, I'm not... Maybe they'll increase the number of... they'll increase the number of raid passes you can get.
They're not going to do it unless people complain.
Well, I mean, we were complaining, and you know, you've been on an almighty crusade to get trading implemented, but Niantic's keeping mum.
Well, crusade as in I've been privately whinging to myself in my home.
And occasionally whinging on IPLcast.
And occasionally whinging on IPLcast. I don't think I'm making much of a splash, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, look, they're going to have to look at the usage statistics. If they're noticing that a large... Because I think this is what they did to actually upgrade some of the Pokestops to gyms. Is they looked at a lot of usage statistics and went, if you pass a certain threshold, you're a gym now, because you seem to be highly contested, or at least visited. So again, one of the Pokestops, the Pokestop that used to be a bus stop at the station, is now a gym.
Okay.
So they're looking at, it's more of the statistics and more of the behavior. If no one is picking up raid passes and ignoring raid battles altogether, then that's gonna tell them more than a complaint email is. I'm not saying don't send one, but they're going to look at usage to determine how they're going to implement the next few features, because that's seeing how their user base reacts to stuff is how they're going to determine how they do that. I haven't tried raids yet. I haven't gone in. I've seen some decent raids I really wanted to get into, but the bus was traveling already, so I couldn't stop, and I had to get to work. That was annoying too. There was an 11767 Magikarp for some reason that spawned, and I'm like, I could take that down solo. Like, I could take that sucker down solo with a single Jolteon, and we'll be good. I'm looking forward to legendary raid battles. I really am. I think the first one is going to be unveiled in Chicago's Pokemon Go Fest in a couple of weeks.
It's a rumor, because one of the top guys, when he was talking about this, either hinted or implied, or people got the impression that that's what they meant. So nothing's actually been announced. But there's a rumor that this is when they're going to show up.
Yep.
Because obviously, it's going to show up as a raid battle. That's clearly the format that they're going to put it in.
Let's talk about gym badges for a second. I thought gym badges were useless.
I was annoyed that they just gave it to you. I thought you'd have to actually beat the gym. But I can see how it could be useful if you are able to access specific gyms frequently.
Yeah, I like it because even regardless of which team is in control, I can do something to that gym to increase the power of the badge. That's like, the ownership of the gym doesn't determine the amount of items I get. It's the badge level that determines it.
Yeah.
And I'm happy with that, because I can either boost the Pokemon that's in there or fight the Pokemon that's in there, and I still get Stardust. And even better, the gym level goes up. One other thing I noticed about this is that if I look at gym badges on the if I look at gym badges on my profile, Um, it gives me the amount of total time defended, the number of victories I've won on it, the number of treats I've put on it. Tells me how far I am from leveling the sucker up. It's actually really good.
Another interesting trivia: the gym badge is just like a shape and a photo of the stop.
I like it because if you try, if they're because they're photos.
So it's a genius way to make them all unique without actually having to put a lot of effort into it.
Yeah.
So it's pretty good.
It's quite pretty. I'm looking at the list of gym badges that I currently have, and it from a glance, it just looks really pretty. Even if they're the same shape, I've got 2 bronze ones right now that I'm trying to grow into gold gym badges because I want me some rare items. Apparently the pull chance of evolutionary items once you get the gold is decent enough that you can farm it.
So it is worth putting the time in if your gym isn't frequently blocked by raids.
Yeah. Again, if it's the sole gym, in your town, I'm really sorry. There's a lot going against you right now. It's not just raids. But if you live in a town with more than one Pokestop, chances are you're gonna have multiple ones. I've never seen a complete string of adjacent gyms turn into raids. There's always gonna be one out of them that's gonna be it's really inconvenient right now because again you can't access the gyms throughout, but for the moment that's the only solace I think we can give you if you're a player heading back in. Having said that, when they implemented this change, the servers held up.
Yeah.
There was apparently an increase in the user base as we came back in. I celebrated the change by changing the bag patch, my Team Mystic bag patch into an actual badge, and it's actually a genuine surprise every time for people every time they come across the bag and it's like, you still play that? I'm like, yeah, because I don't subscribe to fads. I'm in here for the long haul. All right. Second headline. Let's talk about more Megastones being available.
Heads up, Mega Evolution addicts, Septolite, Blazikenite, Swampinite, Cameruptite, and Banatite are available for everybody by entering the universal code Matsubusa in their version of Sun and Moon. MATSUBUSA.
Yep, and that's available to everybody, regardless of your region. This is a universal code, so go get it. All right, and then our final external headline. Let's talk about more 3DS themes available in Japan.
2 more Pokemon-related 3DS themes have come out in Japan. Pokemon Pop and Look Upon the Stars, both related to the current merchandise lines being sold in Japan. No details about a release to the West have been announced, although we imagine it's only a matter of time. If these are specifically related to merchandise lines that are only in Japan, I do not see them bringing those 3DS themes here.
That's gonna be a dark. I mean, they don't have picture merchandise. It's just the promotional artwork for those lines. Having said that, that'd be a shame. Because I think one of the Look Upon the Stars one has the Heya Heya City theme on it as well.
I guess, but yeah, I kind of don't see them bringing this one across.
Speaking of which, I didn't realize I knew about Look Upon the Stars because that started up an entire rumor mill about the Switch version being announced.
Yeah. Well, not so much the Switch version as just the third version.
Man, why are we getting Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon?
Oh god, it's not even a good name.
We're still getting it though.
I know.
Anyway, yeah, Pokemon Pop I didn't realize was a thing as well. I mean, there's a whole bunch of merchandise being released. Here's the thing though. We're actually 2 months away from being in Japan. We're 8 weeks away.
He won't stop telling me this.
No, I won't, because I have now given myself free license to properly get excited about the trip. Even more so than normal.
Yeah, after months of raving about it, he comes up to me and says, I can properly get excited about this now.
Pretty much.
Oh
Yep. So prepare for it to go one level higher.
It's gonna keep getting worse.
It's gonna keep getting worse.
Yeah.
You're just gonna have to. Win-win. Like it's a win for you. You're gonna end up in a Pokemon Center.
Well, several, yes.
Yeah, 8. You're gonna end up in 8.
Yeah.
I still have to justify 2 of those.
No, you don't. It's a
Yeah, I
Pokemon
do.
Center.
Like one, we're not going to Tohoku Prefecture just for a Pokemon Center.
Why not?
Because like I want it like it's not just Pokemon, it's the Japan trip. You're not gonna go there, go to the Pokemon Center and head back.
We'll look around a bit.
Yeah, I would hope so.
Take a few photos
Yeah. It's like it's also why
of the
I
Pokemon Center.
oh yeah, and just the Pokemon Center.
Yeah, we'll just go there, leave.
Like you have like oh here are the photos from our vacation and
Everything is just
everything is just a Pokemon Center. It's all Pokemon related. There isn't anything except for that one rogue picture of when we visited Square Enix, and it's like it's just all Pokemon, and then all Pokemon, and then this grayscale picture of the Nintendo building,
Yeah.
the holy shrine of Nintendo. And it's like
Just holding a few candles to it. Or put it in a picture frame for a Nintendo shrine.
yeah, so it's like yeah, there's, I mean, again, it's the part, but part of the lead up now is that Pokemon Center is constantly announcing which new merchandise ranges are heading to Japan. Instead of looking at that and going, God, I wish they brought this out in Australia so we could get it, I can actually go, oh my god, these are actually gonna be in when we go there. Like, I can look forward to these instead of just lamenting that we won't have access to them. Like, I still have no idea how that seller in Supernova ended up with, like, bucket loads of those Pokemon plushes. That was...
Maybe
no,
they imported them.
they're not...
No. Maybe they, quote, imported them, end
Okay.
quote.
Alright, okay. So, you're not actually allowed to sell those outside of Japan. It's on the tag. But, you know,
Nobody
that's...
listens to that.
Oh yeah, no, it never stops people. I'm just saying, you're not supposed to sell it outside of Japan. Okay, anyway. The only IPL news headline, which is the only internal one, is the fact that it's July, and our July event is Ranking Season 2. So, Ranking Season is back. If you are looking to challenge somebody to a ranked battle but hadn't had the chance to do so when Ranking Season 1 happened, this is your chance. There are only 3 ranking seasons in the entire year. And whoever is top of that ranking at the end of the 3rd season is the winner. So look forward to it. There's already an ongoing ranked battle. I'm glad that people are following when the ranked seasons start. With regards to when the 3rd ranked season is happening, you might want to look at Life in the IPL, like what to do. That gives you a full calendar from January to December of the events that we've had and the events that we're going to have. It's a different event every month. It's been good so far. I've been able to chat to I was able to chat to a few guys from the IPL community on Saturday, and this space is actually pretty good for the group as it is. All right. Okay. So I believe we've reached the end of IPLcast 74. How about that?
Yep.
Yep. Right as server maintenance finishes. No, we're actually like an hour late. But okay. So yeah, we'll hopefully next time we run an IPLcast, we will have Katie with us, joining in instead of the sad red-colored saddy face.
Saddy face.
The saddy face that is, I think, actually looking at me.
Saddy face, trademark.
Saddy face trademark. All right.
Saddy face, trademark.
Yeah.
Restricted.
So registered
Copyright.
trademark. Yep. Until then, I'm going to have my Tim Tams, and also we will catch you on IPLcast 75. Until then, take care, and we will see you later.
Bye.
Bye bye. There's nothing underneath this show.